So today in cloud gaming news, Shadow PC is in quite a bit of trouble, and I'm going to give you guys all the details as I have some pretty eye-opening quotes from the co-founder. GeForce Now for the month of March is launching 21 games. xCloud lands a huge sports title, and PS Now announced 4 games, but they aren't as good as the last few months. All that in this news video. Make sure you guys always stay up to date with cloud gaming news across all the major services by being subscribed to this channel, as I love to keep you guys informed. So hit that red button, and I do love to keep my videos nice and short for you guys. Like and hit that notification bell as well. So we have to start this video with the very unfortunate news, and pretty surprising from my end, with Shadow PC, considering it's always felt like they've never been able to provide enough cloud PCs to meet the consumer demand. Well, the co-founder Stefan Elliott addressed the rumors on a live Twitch stream, and I'm going to have a link down below to that stream. And indeed, Shadow has filed for bankruptcy and are looking for a new investor or investors. According to Stefan, part of the reason they were losing cash is due to investments made long ago that have been weighing them down, and it's gotten to the point now where they've been unable to pay their suppliers in time, thus the bankruptcy. Now, they claim that people are lined up and interested to invest in the company, but that they couldn't give details. One of the more eye-opening quotes from this Twitch livestream, though, had to be when asked what if they can't find any investors, to which Mr. Stefan said, and I quote, "Then there is no future." So a bit chilling to hear that. As for what is going to happen to the service for the meantime, they say that there's going to be no changes whatsoever if you're a Shadow PC user currently. You could still essentially go about your business. But if you're waiting for Shadow Infinite or Ultra, then those will be on hold until there is a new investor. Not only that, but another quote from Stefan mentioned that in regards to what could potentially change if they do successfully have another investor, that it could be an evolution of pricing and specs. So again, no matter what, even if they do find someone, this looks like it will bring on some form of a change, and typically these types of changes are not going to be pro-consumer, but at that point I'm just speculating on my end, and we're going to have to wait and see. Overall, though, Stefan was conveying the message that he felt pretty confident they're going to find something, not to worry, and that Shadow users shouldn't be too worried as the service will go on. Last thing that I do want to mention was he said that shareholder stocks have been wiped out for partners, investors, and including himself, but that they feel pretty confident with the future due to what they've seen in regards to the service being in demand. Now, as for my personal thoughts, I want to say that this is a huge bummer to hear. I've always placed Shadow as this service that's pretty much on a pedestal for me, and I've said this many times. This is my second favorite service right behind Stadia because it just works so damn good, but you do need to have a bit of a PC know-it-all background to really get the full use of it. This also comes on the heels of Shadow losing access on the Apple Store, and this has actually happened a bunch of times, so that probably hasn't helped the cause. But I really do hope that they are able to find investors, and they're able to not only find someone to help cover a lot of these costs, but maybe even go further by investing more. Of course, I'm looking at that positive side, but the negative obviously has to be that the service would cease to exist, which could potentially be an outcome. Either way, we'll keep an eye out, and I'll keep you guys updated on this channel. Also, let me know down below your thoughts on all of this. Alright, with that, let's talk some GeForce Now. And if you're unaware, GFN is now doing this thing where they tell you ahead of time all the games that are coming out for the current month, and this month's 21 games are coming to the service. They also at times have games that are not on this list, so you still want to keep an eye out for those weekly news updates. But this week's games are listed here. We have Disgaea. This is a pretty decent game. Legends of Aria. This is an MMORPG that doesn't have great reviews, but it's pretty relatively new. A new game called Loop Hero has also launched a day and date. As for the rest of the titles coming out this month, we have a favorite of mine and one that I want to highlight in Overcooked. This is just an awesome party game. The new Monster Energy Supercross is also going to be on GFN this month, and quite a few other excellent games judging by this list. All in all, not too bad of a March, and GeForce Now is also set to get Outriders on April 1st. And playing that with my NVIDIA Shield TV Pro was a blast with the demo. man, oh man, it was so much fun. So I do recommend that experience. So on the heels of xCloud looking to launch browser support and even 1080p, they are getting more and more big games. Recently, Dirt 5 made its way onto the service, but they now announced NBA 2K21 will now be part of xCloud. And while I'm not a fan of 2K when it comes to this franchise, NBA 2K21 is a massive game that has a huge loyal player base that still plays this game year round until that next iteration. This is definitely a good move, one that is going to spark a ton of interest, because now being able to play the game like NBA 2K21 on the go with just a simple monthly subscription can definitely move the needle a bit for some Game Pass sales. Good stuff. I hope to continue to see them expand this library and include even more big AAA titles. Alright, finally, PlayStation Now has seriously had some good months this year in 2021, and that has come to an end this March. Yes, I know this is pretty subjective, but March's lineup includes a World War Z, Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown, and probably the highlight game here, Infamous Second Son, though that game's a little bit long in the tooth. And finally, Super Hot, which is an excellent indie game and I do recommend it. It's not the very worst, but I was expecting quite a bit since PS Now's games this year has been pretty insane, with games like Detroit Become Human, WWE 2K Battlegrounds, a fairly new title, The Crew 2 in January, Frostpunk, and more awesome games, and even some games back in December and November. So for me, this was the weakest month, but either way, it's still a good time in my opinion to jump into the service due to all those other recent titles if you haven't played them yet. With all that though, guys, let me know your thoughts today on the news with Shadow PC. Are you guys bummed out at all? What do you guys think this means for the cloud gaming landscape? I'd love to hear those thoughts. Let me know as well what you guys think about GeForce Now's March games, xCloud getting NBA 2K21, and PS Now lineup this month. I do read all your comments, guys. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you're new to the channel and you want to be up to date with cloud gaming news. Also, hit that like button as well as that notification bell. I'm Sunny, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.